What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a rules and errata update for the Digimon TCG, and it's that time of the season again. We are doing the Q&A for EX9. We're looking at all the card rules, talking about them and stuff like that, and seeing what kind of rules came out of EX9. We're also maybe be looking at some keyword rulings, because we got a bunch of new keywords, so if they have been added, we're definitely going to take a look at that. We're going to start off here right away here and get into it, because sometimes these videos run long, so we want to get right into it. So hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, without further ado, let's get into it. The Q&A for EX9. We start off with Koromon. When Digivolution would occur by this card's when attacking effect, can I activate EX9 Meet's delay effect to reduce the Digillusion cost by 3? No, you can't. Meet is going to be, effect delay, main effect timing, so you can only declare its activation when there are no unresolved processing. You can't declare Meet's delay effect when this card's when attacking effect is still processing. So basically, kind of like training, you can't like activate training off of Digivolving off an effect. You have to activate the training Digivolve. So yeah, so can't do that. So this is gonna be the same thing for Sunamon, for Tokomon, Negamon. If you have one Negamon in my trash and one in my Digimon's Digillusion cards, does this card's breeding effect have a total of 2 cost reduction? Yes, it reduces cost by 2. This effect further reduces the cost by 1 for each Negamon in your trash or your Digimon's Digillusion cards. Okay, that's pretty good. What does this card's breeding alternates effect do? When this card is in the breeding area during either player's turn, it can Digivolve, and effects can't delete or trash it. Okay. What does the card with X in its tech refer to? That's talking about like if you got a Nightmon, like Nightmon in its text, Dark Nightmon would that be in its text if its name, as well as having Nightmon in anywhere in the written text. We've talked about that before. What is a breeding effect? A breeding effect can be triggered or activated while a card is in the breeding area. Such effects can't be triggered or activated in areas other than the breeding area. Makes sense. Pagumon can use this card's when attacking effect to trash a Digillusion card, then use this effect to Digivolve it from the trash. Yes, you can Digivolve that card. So yeah, you can Digivolve the card you discard. Say it's the right level, you could then Digivolve into that one because now it's in your trash. So and then the Meet thing again. So we're talking about it. We're not going to talk about it. Agumon. On play reveals a card with DM trait, but that card has version 1. Can I choose to place it in the Digillusion cards of my Digimon without adding it? No, you have to add first, then you can place a version 1 trait. So basically, if it's the only card, version 1 card in that you reveal, you have to add it to your hand, and then you can't do the second part of the ability. I use this Digimon with EX9 Koromon and its Digillusion cards to attack. I use EX9 Koromon's inherited effect to Digivolve this card. Can I activate Raid and this card's inherited effects such times? No, you cannot activate Raid. I guess like because you've already attacked, you can't activate the inheritable after the fact, even after you've Digivolved. I use this Digimon with EX9 Core. This is Tusmon with EX9 Koromon as Digillusion cards to attack. Same thing. Raid, you can't use it. When this card is played without paying the cost, can I use its first effect to trash a specified card from my hand? Yes, you can. Even if you trash it, you can play this card without paying the cost. So yeah. Can activate this card's your turn effect when this card Digivolves into a Digimon card with Gurumon in its name. No, you can't. Because he's gone then. Blitz Greymon Ace. After DNA Digivolving, can a DNA Digivolve Digimon attack using this card's end of turn effect? Yes, it can attack. If I choose not to activate this card's end of your turn effect to DNA Digivolve, can I still use it to have one of my Digimon attack? Yes, you can. Okay. Gabumon, same thing. Got to add. All the searches are going to be the same thing. It's going to be like you got to add the card, then you can place the version 2 card. So Can this card's on play when digivolving effect trash Digivolution cards from multiple Digimon? Yes, it can. Garurumon, Melamamimon, he's gonna have the same thing as Metal Greymon. You can trash it even, yeah. When this card is played without paying the cost, can you use the first effect to trash a specified card from your hand? Yes, you can. On play, when digivolving effect trash Digivolution cards from multiple Digimon? No, it can't. You choose one of your opponent's Digimon, then you choose its Digivolution cards to be trash. So single target. Okay, process the part of the effect after then in this card's on play when digivolving effect without meeting the buy condition. No, you can't. If you don't place a Digimon card from your trash face down, it's a Digimon spawn Digivolution card. The part of this card's on play effect after then can't return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, gotta fulfill the requirement in order to do the second half. Same thing, can't digivolve. If you digivolve him into a Greymon, you can't use the ability then. Can I process the part of the effect after then in this card's when digivolving effect, even if the if condition in the first process isn't met? Yes, you can process it. Even if this Digimon didn't digivolve, this card's when digivolving effect deletes all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. What combination of Digivolution cards can be played by this card's end of attack effect? One Greymon, one card with Greymon its name and one card with Garurumon, one card with Greymon its name, one card with version 2 trait, one card with version 1 trait, and one card with Garurumon in name, and one version 1 and one version 2 are the combinations you can play. The end of the attack by this card that has one card with Greymon in its name and one card with Garurumon in its name in its Digivolution cards. Can I activate this card's end of attack effect and play just the card with Greymon in its name from this Digimon's Digivolution cards? No, you can't. This card's end of attack effect activates. You must play the specified cards whenever possible. So if you have both, you got to play them. However, if you don't have both, you can just play the one you have. So that's kind of, if you only have one in there, you can play what you can. But if you have both, you have to play both. And then more stuff about how, isn't affected by effects. So basically, yeah, just basically saying how it can't be affected by effects. That's all this stuff like we've talked about a bunch of times. Panamon's another searcher one, so it's the same thing. You got to do both. Honeymon, I tried to delete one of my other Digimon using this card's inherit effect when a opponent's Digimon attacked, but I couldn't delete the other Digimon due to another effect. Can I end the attack at such times? No, you can't attack if by doing X condition isn't met, the rest of the effect isn't processed. In this case, if you can't delete one of your other Digimon, you can't end the attack. What does end the attack mean exactly? After this effect activates, current timing makes a transition to the end of attack timing. For example, if this effect activates during an attack declaration timing, it will make a transition to the end of attack timing. Transition to the counter timing or block timing won't occur, and the attack won't succeed. So it basically skips the attack declaration and goes all the way to the end of the attack. So it basically kind of skips all of the stuff that happens in the attack, including the damage. So, which is basically really good. So nothing gets attacked or checked, and you can't use blocker timing, which is, the person who's ending the attack is better for them. Can an end of attack effect end an attack by a Digimon that isn't affected? This is really good. Yes, it can end an attack, and the attack effects are effects that change the timing. They don't affect an attacking Digimon. This is going to be really bad against Magnamon X. This is going to be really good against Magnamon X Antibody. Really bad for that card. So because it doesn't affect them. So you can basically stop your opponent from being able to attack. And then they can't unsuspend because they didn't trash the security card. Yay! Can you use this card's when attacking effect to reduce the DP of multiple Digimon? No, you can't. You choose one of your opponent's Digimon, and then that Digimon's DP is reduced by this card's when attacking effect. Kokeshimon, I tried to delete one of my other Digimon. But same thing. You gotta in order to get the second, you gotta do the first part by deleting the Digimon, so you get the protection, the end attack. Let's keep going here. Go through a few more here. Angemon's got the same thing as the machines. What else we got? Palmon, another searcher. Which Digimon does this card's on play when Digimon effect prevent from unsuspending in the next unsuspend phase? This Digimon or the opponent's Digimon that was suspended by the effect. It prevents an opponent's Digimon that was suspended by this effect from unsuspending. If this card's on play when Digimon effect would suspend a Digimon, does that mean it can't give that Digimon can't unsuspend? Sorry. Effect couldn't suspend a Digimon. No, even if this effect couldn't suspend a Digimon, it still can give it unsuspend. So it just has to, that one's one where you can just do as much as you can. Which Digimon does this card's on play attacking? Okay, same thing. Kuwagumon's the same thing. Basically same thing as Kabuterimon. If I don't place a card from my hand and as Digitalization cards, can I still use the part after then in this card's on play when Digitalizing effect to have my Digimon attack? Yes, you can. Extra can activate this card's inherited effect even if my opponent's Digimon and the Digimon that has this card and its Digitalization cards are deleted at the same timing. No, you can't activate it. Can't activate it if everything gets deleted at the same time. Melteramon has a similar thing. Soundbirdmon's talking about the text in the X in the text. That's the same thing. You gotta have it in its text. What that means. Can I meet the conditions for this card's end of your turn effect by placing just 2 cards from my trash face down as this Digimon's bomb? Digimon cards, no, you can't by doing X condition. By doing X condition can't be met if only some of the requirements are performed. The conditions for this when Digitalizing effect require you to place a specified number of cards from your trash face down as this Digimon's bomb Digitalization card. So, gotta do it. Can either Digimon cards or Tamer cards be played by this card on play when Digitalizing effect? Yes, they can. Abadamon, if I have 2 Negamon in my trash and 2 Negamon in my Digimon's Digitalization cards, are the conditions for this card's on play when Digitalizing effect met? Yes, the conditions are met. The effect's conditions are met when you have 4 or total Negamon in your trash or your Digimon's Digitalization cards. Can I use this card's end of turns effect to place a level 2 card with Negamon in its text in Digitalization cards? Yes, you can. That's just the X. What does the X refer to? Let's keep going. Gazimon, Searcher, same thing we talked about. Megadramon, same thing about playing trashing a card from your hand. Even if you trash it, you play this card without paying the cost. At the end of the attack by EX9 Machine Dramon, this card in the Digitalization cards can I use its inherited effect to unsuspend the Machine Dramon and then try to delete it. At such times, can I activate Machine Dramon's alternate effect to prevent the deletion? Yes, you can. That's the whole point. Unsuspend and protect. Tai Kamiya and Matt Ashida. Can I draw one if I choose not to return a card from my trash to the hand for this card's on play effect? Yes, draw one if you choose to not return a card from your trash to your hand. Can I process the part of the effect after then in this card's all turns effect without meeting the buy condition? No, you can't. If you don't suspend the card, the part after then in this all turns effect can't give you memory. Mirai, 2 copies of this card are on the battle area. Can I activate your turn effects on both copies of this card and play 1 Arisa Kiyosaki or 1 Puppet Trait card with a play cost reduced by a total of 6? No, you can't. it would be two separate activations. You can't. I mean, you would have to basically, it wouldn't be reduced by 6. It would 3. So 2 different activations. Can I process the part of the effect after then in this card's your turn effect without meeting the buy condition? No, you can if you don't suspend the card. Same thing. If you don't suspend the card, you can't place it. Does this card's your turn effect trigger when a face down card is placed as a digital card under my card in the breeding area? No, effects don't trigger in the breeding area unless they are breeding effects. 2 copies of this card are in the battle area at the start of the main phase. Effects on both copies of this card trigger simultaneously, and I activate the effect on the first copy of this card at such times. In what order do the already triggered start of main phase effects on the second copy of this card and the triggered your turn effects on the second copies of this card activate? The your turn effects on the 2 copies of this card will derive trigger. So you can choose whether they will activate, and then you can activate them. The at the start of your main phase effect on the second copy of the card can activate. The start of main phase effect on the second copy of this card triggers the your turn effect on the 2 copies of the card again. Therefore, if this card is unsuspended, you can also activate the your turn effects during this timing. Make sense? 2 copies of the card in the battle area can activate the delay effects on both copies. Place 2 cards from my hand and digital cards, and then digivolve into a Digimon DM trait with a reduced cost of 4. No, you can't. 1 at a time. You got to resolve the first one, then you can activate the other one. What does it mean? What does while you have specified card on the field mean exactly? First to when you have the specified card in the battle area or the breeding area. Protein, can I trash just 1 face down digital card for the condition of this card's delay effect? No, you can't by doing X condition. Can't be met if only some of the actions. So the conditions for delay effect require you to trash a specified number of face down digital cards. Is the while you have no face up security cards condition met? Why I have 0 cards in my security? Yes, it is met. Same thing. This is all about security stuff for face up security cards, which we've talked about before. So they usually are all the same. Shuffle your security stack. It goes down, face down. Machine Dramon. My opponent's BT20 Chaosmon Voldemon, when Digivolving effect is preventing my on-play effect from activating. Can I, when this card attacks or my Digimon digivolves into it, can I use the on-play when Digivolving effect when attacking to place a card from my hand or trash as this Digimon's top Digitolution card, then activate the placed card's on-play effect? Yes, you can place that card, but you can't activate any of its on-play effects. Yeah, you can place the card, but do as much as you can, basically. Again, just 1 face down card and 1 cyborg trait card are in this Digimon's digital cards. Can I trash those 2 digital cards for that card's alternate effect? Yes, you can by trashing a total of 2 cyborg trait cards and or bottom face down cards. This card's alternate effect prevents the Digimon from leaving. Possible combinations of the card include 2 cyborg, 1 cyborg, and 1 face down or 2 face down. So there you go. That's all of EX9. That was actually pretty fast. We got through that. Nothing else. We will look at the rule Q&A because I like to see if they put the keywords in there. So we have a couple new ones. I don't know if they're here. I don't see assembly. Yeah, I see training, but I don't see training. What does training do? Training is a keyword effect that reads, by suspending this Digimon during the main phase, place the top card of your deck at the bottom of this Digimon's Digitolution cards, face down. This effect can also activate in the breeding area. As with main effects, training can be activated during your main phase by declaring its activation, and there is no unresolved processing. Then this effect will activate. Simple, easy. They don't have assembly keyword effects. assembly. So they did not put assembly in here. Yeah, they did not put assembly in here yet. So that's all we have right now. Training was the only real update, keyword update. But that is EX9. Tell me what you guys think about the rules Q&A. Is there some good information in there? Is it mostly stuff we already knew? I definitely like the one about the end attack thing, because that makes me laugh about Magnum on X anybody. But let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.